For 53 years since first contact, humans had endured insults with grace, accepted unfavorable trade agreements with smiles, and overlooked countless diplomatic slights. The Council had interpreted this as weakness. After all, humans came from a death world, a brutal planet where the gravity alone would crush most species, but they seemed determined to be the galaxy's eager students, not its conquerors. Chancellor Vexrin of the hierarchy had built his entire political career on mocking the soft Deathworlders. In council chambers, he would joke about how humans said please and thank you even when denied basic resources. How they apologized when others wronged them. How they smiled through humiliation. They are domesticated predators, he once declared to thunderous approval. Declawed and harmless. Then came the incident at Proxima Station. A human trade vessel, the Wandering Star, had docked for routine resupply. The station master, a hierarchy official named Kreth, had decided to implement a new tax on human ships, triple the standard rate. When Captain Maria Santos questioned the charge, Kreth had her second officer thrown into the brig. For disrespecting authority. The officer was Lieutenant James Torres, 24 years old, fresh out of the academy. He had a wife and a newborn daughter back on Mars. Captain Santos had filed a formal complaint through proper channels. The council ignored it. She filed 3 more over the next week. All ignored. On the 8th day, Lieutenant Torres died in that cell. The official report claimed natural causes, but the independent medical scan told a different story: prolonged exposure to atmospheric mixtures toxic to human biology, combined with neglect. It was called murder. The council called it an unfortunate accident and offered a formal apology, worth approximately 5,000 credits. That's when humanity stopped being nice. The response didn't come from the military. It didn't come from the government. It came from everywhere at once. Every human trade vessel in galactic space simultaneously diverted course. No announcements, no explanations. They simply stopped going to hierarchy worlds. Within 72 hours, the hierarchy's economy, dependent on human-manufactured medical supplies, agricultural technology, and rare earth exports, began to collapse. This is economic terrorism. Vexrin had shrieked in the emergency council session. The human ambassador, a silver-haired woman named Dr. Catherine Okoye, had smiled. Not the warm smile the council was used to. Something colder. No, Chancellor. This is us stopping to be nice. There's a difference. The hierarchy had threatened military action. They had mobilized their fleet, 3,000 warships, one of the largest naval forces in the galaxy. The humans had mobilized nothing. Instead, they released a single data package to every species in the Council. 53 years of documentation. Every insult catalogued. Every unfair treaty term highlighted. Every instance of discrimination meticulously recorded. Every biological sample taken without consent. Every human who had died in accidents on alien stations. The galaxy read, and the galaxy learned what humanity had been quietly enduring. But the final file was what changed everything. It was a simulation, a military projection created by Earth's Strategic Defense Initiative. It showed, with terrifying precision, what would happen if humanity stopped playing by the Council's rules. The simulation ran for 17 seconds. In that time, human forces, drawn not from a standing military but from converted civilian vessels, mining equipment, and construction drones, decimated the hierarchy fleet, occupied their key worlds, and systematically dismantled their infrastructure. This is propaganda. Vexrin had protested. Impossible. Dr. Okoye had stood, her voice calm. Chancellor, that simulation uses only 12% of Earth's actual industrial capacity. We've been building ships, Chancellor. Lots of ships. We just haven't been showing them to you because we were trying to be good neighbors. She pulled up another display. Real-time satellite imagery of Earth's moon, Mars, the asteroid belt, and a dozen other human colonies. Shipyards. Thousands of them. And not cargo vessels, warships, built to Deathworld specifications, designed to operate in conditions that would kill any other species. We come from a world that tried to murder us every single day for 4 million years, Dr. Okoye continued. We evolved running from predators that could smell fear, hunting prey that could hear a heartbeat from a kilometer away. We invented agriculture in a world with hostile weather patterns. We built cities on fault lines and coastlines threatened by tsunamis because we refused to be driven away. She leaned forward, and every species in the council chamber felt a primal chill. We learned to be nice, Chancellor. We chose diplomacy. We chose patience. But you made the mistake of thinking nice meant weak. It doesn't. It never did. The vote was unanimous. The hierarchy leadership was removed. Reparations were paid. New laws protecting all species were implemented. And humanity went back to being nice. But every species remembered that day. They told stories about it to their children. Warning stories. Cautionary tales. Never mistake kindness for weakness, the stories always ended. Especially from a species that had to fight its own planet just to survive. The humans smiled and said, please, and thank you. But now, everyone knew what it cost them to be so patient. And everyone was very, very grateful they were willing to pay that price.